Alright, good day everybody. So we're going to talk about today with respect to low atmospheric pressure. Alright, and we're going to kind of correlate that concept with the air masses. Now, in terms of low atmospheric pressure, remember we are associating that with rising or ascending warm, saturated and moisture-laden air. So we have a great vertical ascent of rising warm air masses. Now that's associated with low atmospheric pressure. And that contributes to instability and dense cloud cover and also a lot of rainfall, gusty to gale force winds, alright, thunderstorm conditions and whatnot. We know high atmospheric pressure is associated with great descent of unsaturated, alright, dry, dense, cool air. Alright, the descent of that. That is associated with little to no cloud cover. Little to no, I'm not saying we have none, I'm just saying we have little, potentially none. Alright, potentially. Little to no cloud cover. We have perhaps gentle winds, not associated with any gusty conditions or gale force conditions at all. Alright. We have sunny skies, we have clear skies in many instances. We also have very stable atmospheric conditions. Alright. So you have great descent of air. So what do we understand here? Alright. Dense, cool, unsaturated air descends. It is heavier than, it is way heavier than warm, saturated air masses. Warm, saturated air masses rise. Now, to give you a proper understanding of this, sometimes we mix up and sometimes we forget during the course of an exam, perhaps, I don't know. And we kind of forget what is basically the link between atmospheric pressure and wind circulating patterns or wind circulation. Now, students, what I would like to tell you today is that I'm going to use this bottle here and this cork here, right, to make you remember this concept. I'm actually going to focus only on low pressure. Once you can understand low pressure, you can more than understand high pressure with respect to the actual air masses. Now, students, these air masses basically, they move vertically in the atmosphere. That means they can either move up or they can either move down. Alright? They can ascend or they can either descend. Now, this bottle is, we are going to talk about low pressure today. This bottle is representative, it's a solo bottle, we're talking about local here, you understand? This bottle is actually representative, alright, of warm, saturated, rising air masses. This cork, which is the cork belonging to the bottle, is associated with descending, unsaturated, cool or cold air masses. Now, both of them would interact. Warm meets the cold. Cold, the upper part of the atmosphere is way cooler. So the warm here, it meets the cold basically, and they will interact. Alright? But how do we understand? If there is a dominance of this warm air, the general wind circulating pattern for warm air masses, they tend to move in an anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise, which is the opposite of that of the direction of a clock. Moving backwards. That is what anti-clockwise or counterclockwise refers to. But when we're talking about cool air, it moves clockwise. Let us see if that makes sense. And this is where the bottle comes in. In case in your exam and you don't really understand the concept of it, use the bottle concept. Alright? And this is applicable to low atmospheric pressure. Alright? Once you understand low, you can understand high. I cannot go through high using this bottle because of the differences in the striations of the bottle. It will actually would not be the same as talking about the circulating pattern for high atmospheric pressure because it wouldn't close. So I'm going to use the concept for low atmospheric pressure with this bottle. This bottle right now is moving anti-clockwise. Alright? Okay? And this cork here is moving clockwise. So when an anti-clockwise warm saturated air masses, when they meet cool descending air masses, both of them moving in a specific pattern, alright, they will interact and they will eventually form a closed system. Alright? The bottle is closed. Look at that. Good? So warm air moves generally in a anti-clockwise direction, and this is the dominant air mass for low atmospheric pressure. Alright? This is the air mass which is basically not dominant. Alright? It is outcompeted by this air mass which is warm. This is the cool air masses now. And they basically interact with each other. Alright? The one on top moving clockwise, the one below moving anti-clockwise. Forms a closed system. So students, if in case in the exam you get confused to understand what is the general wind circulating pattern to low atmospheric pressure systems, right, in fact associated with, we know fully well it will be associated with an anti-clockwise movement of air. Alright, I hope this was actually helpful for you all, and remember it, just in case in the exam you can actually walk with a bottle of water during the exam, not like if you're going to penalize it for that. You can use that as a criteria to go through and whatnot. Any questions, you all free to let me know. That's not a problem at all, right? Okay students, alright, I'll see you all.